One of the things that Bob, I truly, truly believe this to be true, when he used to say that you must be emotionally involved with a new idea, become emotionally involved with a vision of something greater than what you have today. Because if you are not emotionally involved, if you don't want it, if you don't desire it, are you going to move towards it? What are you going to do the moment that it appears like it's not coming? You're just going to give up. You're just going to let it go. You're just going to stop the vision. You're just going to go, oh, well, wasn't meant to be. Not going to happen. Move to something else. And so it's really, really important for you to want it. I am a woman who is very driven. I am a driven woman. And anybody that's on this right now, I would say that you are the same way. You wouldn't be on a manifestation challenge if you weren't somebody that was driven for more, that was a peak performer, that was somebody that went after their goals and went after their dreams and made things happen. If you weren't somebody that wanted to lead in this life, you wouldn't be on this challenge. And so there's something about you that desires more, that wants more, that knows more is possible. And you've brought yourself to this point to learn how to do that more. But the really interesting thing is there's this weird thing with this life. We've been taught that it's supposed to be really hard and that it's supposed to be a struggle. And we're supposed to be burnt out and overworked and stressed and overwhelmed. And we're supposed to wear this work hard badge like a Medal of Honor. That we can't celebrate doing big things unless it was really hard to get them. Why is that? Why can't life be easy? Why can't life be nothing but love and nothing but joy and nothing but bliss? It doesn't mean that there's not going to be hard moments. It doesn't mean that there's not going to be the rhythms or the turbulence of life. It does not mean that bad things will never happen. But it's understanding that we choose our experience. And we can choose the way in which we experience the turbulence. Turbulence is such a beautiful example because you go on an airplane and there's bumps. Sometimes there's none. You'll have an entire flight and there's no turbulence whatsoever. And then sometimes there's an insane amount of turbulence. And there are people that sit there through the turbulence and they're holding on to the rails. They order a vodka and they're stressed to the max, screaming, nervous, scared, breathing heavily. And then there's people that sit in their chair, whatever, enjoy the ride. So 2 different experiences of the exact same thing. The choice with which you are making to experience that in that moment. And so you having the identity that you are afraid of flying. Were you born afraid of flying? Were some of us just born afraid of flying and some of us weren't? No. Somewhere along the line, you accepted a belief that you were scared of something. You created an identity around it. You started to say it. It became part of who you were. And so that's the experience that you have. Change that. People say, I'm afraid of heights. Were you born afraid of heights? Did God say, okay, you're afraid of heights. You're afraid of flying. You're afraid of this. No, you've learned it. You've learned it. And fear is oftentimes, you've used your imagination to become even more afraid of it. So you'll imagine yourself on an airplane and you imagine all the bumps and you imagine how scary it is. And so you create it even more. So you don't have to be afraid of anything. You can be in love with everything. It's just a decision. Ask yourself, what am I really afraid of? What am I really afraid of? You are afraid of failure. Change that language. I am resisting success. That's what that means. Because you aren't afraid of failing. You're afraid that you will try and fail. That's different. And so when you are afraid of trying because you will fail, you are then choosing to fail. You're resisting success. So stop that. Every single one of you can achieve anything you want. Decide what it is, become the version of yourself that has it, and go for it. But what happens is we don't go for it because we don't change who we see ourselves as. So the success that you want is up here. It's on this frequency of vibration. You're right here. And so you look at it from where you are, you're looking up at it and you're going, I don't know if it's possible. I don't know how. So you stay down here and you're afraid of this, so you don't do it. You're afraid of not achieving this, so you just stay right here. Elevate yourself up. Oh, look at this. I can have this. It's to change the way in which you see yourself. Become more confident. Become more resilient. Believe in yourself more. and have faith. And then when you have faith, boom, it's there for you. I always think it's for someone else. I need to believe it can be for me. We don't need to believe anything, but it would be a more powerful belief for you to believe that anything that anybody else has done that you can do too. I believe that. Anything that anybody else has done, I can do it too. That's for me. If it's for them, it's for me as well. So there's something within you that believes that you are less than other people. You don't know enough. You're not smart enough. You're not pretty enough. You don't have a nice enough body. You don't have the experience. You don't have the money. You don't have the charisma, whatever it is. You believe that they have something that you don't have, which makes you believe that they can have it, but you can't. Why do you believe that? Aren't we all made of the same stuff? We are all made of the same stuff. We all have the same software, and we all have this beautiful, creative energy coursing to and through us that is God energy. We are a differentiated version of an undifferentiated God. Every single one of us. So anything anyone can do, you can do. I want to talk about the end result, the creation of the end result, and then what I refer to as fourth dimensional thinking or the fourth dimension. Okay? Stay with me. It's the imagination. So what is so important then is that we need to stop observing our world right now and start to think about a world that we want to experience. And what do I mean by a world that we want to experience? I'm talking about a reality that you want to have, a life that you want to live, an experience that you're choosing to have. So what would I love is an amazing question because it allows you to tap into the fourth dimension, your imagination. So the third dimension is the world that we observe. It's 3D. We see it with our eyes. It's objective. We see it, we feel it, we taste it, we touch it, we smell it. Our senses say it is true, it is real. But it is simply what we are observing. It is not true or real. Manifestation is understanding that the imagination is truth and real. And whatever is in the imagination, whatever is in the fourth dimension, is truth or real. And so what that means then is you know that any idea held on the screen of the mind manifests into the physical form. Where does the idea come from? The imagination. It comes from the fourth dimension. So fourth dimensional thinking then is creative thinking. It's not thinking of what is, it's thinking of what can be. And how do you make something a can be into an is? Through your decision to select it or to choose it. So when I tell you just think a little bit bigger, just go a little bit past that, I'm coming from love and I'm coming from faith. Because what I'm telling you is you can have more, you can do more, you can be more. You just have to choose it. You just have to select it. So we think from the ideas that are stored in our minds. We think from these ideas, we feel from these ideas, and we take action or we don't take action from those ideas. So I'm suggesting then that we create a new idea. So this is our physical 3D body, and we are living in a 3D world. And so most people are observing the 3D world and their vibration. So you are looking at what's happening in your life, you're reacting to it, you're thinking from it, you're feeling from it, you're behaving from it. And so your vibrational state, the vibration that you emit is from here. So you look at your light, if you're not happy with it, you're displeased with it, you're judging it, you don't think that it's good enough, you don't think you're good enough, you don't think you've achieved success. So you're vibrating, your point of attraction is like, oh, I'm moderately successful, or I'm unhappy, or I wish I had more, mama. So you don't feel very powerful, you don't feel very strong, you don't feel very successful. So you're going to attract from that place. You're going to attract from the way in which you feel. So if you feel sad, you're vibrating low and slow. If you feel happy, you're vibrating fast. You're oscillating faster and louder. You're going to be more magnetic. So what we want to do instead is we don't want to think from this idea of the 3D world and what we observe. We want to think from a new idea. We want to think from an idea that's up in the fourth dimension, up in the clouds, up in your dreams, up in the fourth dimension, is the realm of infinite possibility. This is where single option of who you can be and what you can experience already exists, and you are going to choose from it. So we are going to create ideas of success. We are going to create ideas of love and of passion, of purpose, and of abundance and prosperity. And we are going to create ideas of resilience and of discipline and of commitment and of consistency. And we are going to create ideas of grandeur. We're going to create an idea of you being the best of yourself. Anything's possible. You can have anything and everything. So we take our focus off of what we see and we put our focus upon what we are becoming and what we are bringing into the physical form. So we are going to think fourth dimensionally. So in this situation right now, in this moment right now, this thing that's happening to me right now, is it true and is it real? Only when I make it true and make it real. And so if I'm going to pay attention to what I would love instead, I'm going to go to the idea that's in the fourth dimension, and I'm going to think from the idea that is possible instead of what I believe is. And this is the shift in the focus. So you must decide what you would love and think from there. So many of us just continue to think from circumstance. Then this really amazing thing happens. So the more that you think from the end result, the idea in the fourth dimension, the more that you think abundance and prosperity, the more you feel abundant and prosperous, the more you take abundant and prosperous action, you will change the vibrational state that you are in. You won't be emitting lack and limitation. You'll be emitting abundance and prosperity. The more you think about love, the more you see yourself as confident, the more you see yourself as a driven person, somebody that takes action, that does, that makes different decisions, you start to feel differently. And so then we don't have these low vibrations here. We have strong, beautiful, powerful vibrations that affect the whole entire world. So Kathleen thought from circumstance, that was a registered nurse that believed that she could only impact the 5 patients that she served that night on her unit, who only believed that she was worthy of an hourly wage and of a regular traditional job. She vibrated a certain way and had a certain impact. And now Kathleen and I have chosen to become the best of myself up until now vibrates completely different. She believes that she is worthy and she is powerful and that she can make an impact. She believes that she can impact people all over the world. And now my vibration spans into 44 countries. But it's probably well over 100 countries if you look at all the people that have ever registered. So it is thinking from a new idea and becoming that new idea that changes everything for you. But you have to stop observing what is and allow yourself to believe in what is possible. And then we take the possible or the once impossible and we make it possible. And then we convince ourselves that it is already done, that it is already done. The other thing is that once you start vibrating differently, okay, so your toroidal field was close to you and it was only going out a little bit. And now your field is starting to expand and it's starting to go further. And it doesn't mean that you're more well-known around the world. It doesn't mean that you become famous. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about vibrationally, you start to expand. Your energy becomes stronger and powerful. Your light becomes brighter. Okay, so you start to shine really, really bright. Everything starts to expand. It starts to go out. So you are going to quite literally magnetize to you completely different people, different opportunities, different things, different experiences. So yes, you're going to create and perceive a new reality. So I want you to start to see that some of the bad things in your life aren't so bad. Yes, I will help you to see that. I want you to see that you can be grateful for what you have and not be displeased with it. Yes, I'm going to help you with that. But it's not about just changing the way you see your life. It's changing the way you see your life and then physically manifesting new things in your circumstances as well. So a lot of spirituality really teaches you to be present, to be now. Spiritual teachers tend to help you to see that you can be in love right now, you can be in passion right now, you can be in joy, you can be in fulfillment. But I teach manifestation. So I don't want to just teach you to be happy with what you have. I don't want to stop there. I want to teach you to be happy with what you have and to know that you can have a heck of a lot more and learn how to use your software to bring it into your physical 3D world. That is my manifestation technique. Spirituality meets personal growth and development. Spirituality and physical manifestation. Physical manifestation. That means that we are changing our 3D physical world by changing our thoughts. Not just changing your perception of your 3D physical world. Do we see the difference? I don't just want you to feel happier. I want you to feel happier and then have more. That's the goal here, is to help you to do that, to help you to achieve that. And once you learn how to do that, once you learn how to live on the spiritual plane, the intellectual plane, and the physical plane, your whole life will be changed forever. Because now you know how to get everything that you want in your life. Everything. Every experience, every reality. Reagan right now is a very powerful manifester. And I want to give you guys this example because it's brilliant. She wants a Frenchie. One of those dogs. She wants a blue Merle Frenchie. Okay, they're like $6,500, like that matters. But they're a lot of work. You got to walk it and you got to clean it and you got to feed it. And my kids are 9 and 11 now. I don't want a dog. I don't want a dog. Okay. So I would never write down in what would I love list a Frenchie, that I would love a Frenchie. Okay. So let's go there. So Reagan wants one and I don't want one. I also travel a lot. So I don't want to have to worry about where the dog's going to go and can I travel with it and all that kind of stuff. Just not interested. But Reagan is the most persistent little girl that I have ever met in my life. And she goes after what she wants. And she keeps asking and she keeps asking and she keeps asking. So the old me would have been like, stop asking for the dog. You're not getting it, blah, blah, blah. But me, her mother, as a manifestation coach, I understand that she will have the dog if she chooses to continue to hold the image of that dog. And does it mean that I'm going to change my mind and get it? Not necessarily. She might get the dog when she's old enough to take care of it. But I'm not going to tell her to stop dreaming about a Frenchie if that's what she really wants. So I just say, whatever, Reagan, keep manifesting it. So she keeps sending me pictures of Frenchies. She keeps looking for them online. She finds these little cute videos of Frenchies. Guess what's happening? I went for a walk last night along the beach and I was looking at the beautiful sunset and I thought, oh, it'd be so nice to have a cute little blue Merle Frenchie running around with me right now, wouldn't it? Do we understand how powerful this is? What manifestation does to the world around you? Her conviction, her persistence, her resilience, her desire for that, her emotional connection is making me fall in love with it too. This is what it means when we say that the universe responds, when you get what you ask for. You literally are changing the fabric of the 3D physical world around you simply by wanting something. Simply by wanting something. And even Reagan, she messaged me and she's like, I'm going to start saving up all of my allowances. And I'm like, well, Reagan, you're not getting a lot of allowance because you're not doing a lot of the things that you're supposed to do for your allowance. But anyway, but she says, I'm going to save up all my allowance, Mom, and I'm going to buy that dog whether you like it or not. I can have whatever I want. And part of me is like, ooh, giving me attitude. How rude. But then part of me is like, get it, girl. This is the energy. This is the manifestation energy that we want to be in. We want to know that it is done. We want to want it. She was even looking at clothes for the dog for when she gets it. And the way she's talking to me, she's got a name for it already. Well, there's 2 names. So Fiona or Jasmine is going to be the names. Fee or Jazz. So cute. See? So I don't want a dog, but I want to help Reagan's dream come true. And now it's making me want a Frenchie. So how can you be so in love with your goals, so in love with your desires, so passionate about what you would want, never give up, be disciplined, be committed, go for it, so that the rest of the world is like, yeah, let's go. Let's do it. Why do you think that I get, on a daily basis, and I love you guys and I am so grateful for it, but I get people telling me on a daily basis they want to be on my team. I love it. I am so honored. But why is that? Why do so many people want to join me on this journey? Because of my love and passion for it. Because of how I exist within it. You have to have that passion. I wanted to really get you guys to fall in love with what you want for this life. We are only here in this iteration for a short time. Our souls are eternal. But this time that you're in this body right now, it's not forever. It's not eternal. And it can end in a moment. It can end in a moment. Last May 2022, I got pneumonia in my right lung, and I had pleural effusion and 4 empainas, and I had to have lung surgery to get my lung reopened and all of the infection taken out. My lung was the size of a toonie. My kidneys were shutting down. I had infection everywhere in my body, and it was a horrible experience. And I'm saying it with a smile because I'm so grateful for it. I am so grateful for it. It was painful. It was upsetting. It was sad. It was one of the lowest moments of my life for sure. I was under a cloud of darkness. But it led me to be who I am today because it was a huge eye-opener that this is not guaranteed. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. This life has an expiry date. This iteration does. And it made me realize that every single day is an important one. Every single day is meant to be lived to its fullest. To let a day go by that you just are okay with the mediocrity that you believe your life is crazy. Every single day we should be doing something that takes us closer and closer to happiness, to joy, to bliss, to peace, to love. You can experience anything that you want. But to choose to experience the same thing over and over again and to do nothing about it, I do not want to live a life where I look back, I should have done this, I should have done that, I could have had this, I could have had that. No. I am going for it. I am going after it. I am asking for the dog. Well, not the dog, but you know. Even Mason, the example, Mason's my oldest daughter. She's 11. She wants s'mores, and I told her, no, you can't have s'mores. I'm not driving to the store to go get s'mores. It was like a 20-minute drive to the grocery store. Not doing it. But I want to have a fire and I want to have s'mores. No, not today, honey. And she kept asking. I go inside, I go to the bathroom, I come back out. She's sitting there with a box of s'mores. I said, who delivered that? God did. The neighbor overheard our conversation and brought over s'mores. So it will happen as long as you don't stop asking for it. So she just kept asking, and she just got literally s'mores delivered from the middle of nowhere. They just came from the ether. So stop taking things so serious. Stop taking things so personal. Life is meant to be lived. We are meant to live. Imagine living your life the way you want. Imagine that. Just waking up in the morning, you don't have to rush and have a shower and rush and get out of the house and drive in through all this traffic. You can make yourself a beautiful matcha and go look at the ocean waves. Meditate, visualize, just be with your family. Imagine not knowing the difference between a Monday and a Saturday. Like, I don't even know half the time what day of the week it is. No idea. It truly is so incredibly powerful when you believe that you can have anything and experience anything. And to step into that and to create it is beyond. The world is up for grabs. That was a saying that was in one of the songs that Shannon played for us as a team this morning. The world is up for grabs. What does that mean? Do you believe that there's an infinite amount of success and then we're all fighting for success from each other? No. It is possible for everyone to be successful. It is possible for everyone to achieve. It is possible for anything to happen if you so choose it, if you step into that reality.